Good morning. Welcome to another engaging episode of The Conversation here on your digital first African news network, TOS Television. I'm bringing you the show from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. My name is Ade Suwasi. Yesterday, Nigeria celebrated its Democracy Day. It's been celebrated, I think, since 2018 on June 12th. Originally, it was on May 29 to mark, Nigeria's freedom from military rule. So the significance of celebrating it on June 12 marks the June 12, 1993 election, where Nigerians went out in the millions to elect the president after years of military rule. That election was adjudged the freest, fairest election in Nigeria's history. It was devoid of tribal, religious, and sectional sentiments. But there's been back and forth as to the significance of that day, because looking back 29 years after, our elections still remain, a do or die affair, largely characterized by massive rigging, vote buying, ballot box snatching, violence, and all of that sort. So today on the show, we're going to be looking critically into Nigeria's democracy 23 years after. And Lupe Anaka is here on the show, actually, to have that conversation with me. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning, Adeswa.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. Now let's get straight into it. Nigeria's democracy is still a very, tortuous journey. It's like, apart from having inefficient political space, our politicians are still, very selfish. So would you say that true democracy is still far from Nigeria 29 years after?
I would say it is, and I would say it is not, because we are in a democratic era, and they say democracy is a government for the people, by the people. And we, the people, I think we have failed in our own areas in terms of rising up to do the needful participation in electing those who would lead us. And in that regard, the people or the leaders we have elected there have been let with the process to handle the process the way they want to. Because when we shy away or when we do not participate in the elections, when we do not go to vote, there is a lot of room for manipulation, because the people who are left there to vote can't understand, or maybe they are not as literate as those of us. I think in electioneering, the illiterates participate more than the literates. So that's why you have very dull or incompetent people that go up there to represent us in the various offices. So until we, the people, the literate people, begin to actively participate in electing our leaders, then we'll start having positive outcome of governance in the country.
So you're saying that political underdevelopment is one democratic deficit that we've been experiencing in Nigeria so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, talking about that, I do know that the president in his speech yesterday mentioned, I think he's trying to replicate what happened in 1993, promising Nigeria a free, fair election in 2023. Do you see that happening? Do you think that could happen?
Well, from the body language of the Independent National Electoral Commission, I think we are set to have a free and fair. The Commission is set to allow the process be smooth. And we've seen from what the president's body language at the APC National Convention, he didn't interfere, he didn't impose any candidate. Everybody was, every party member there was out there to elect who they wanted. He left a level playing ground. And I think in that regard, he would also replicate that at the forthcoming general elections.
But we're not looking at that on paper. We're looking at that in the actual reality of things. Do you think that we can actually have that?
Well, there are lots of issues that that we should worry about, especially the insecurity. And Nigeria is a ethno-religious society, and it's very clear that the candidates, we have 2,000 candidates in the four major aspirants. There are 16 candidates for presidency. The four major candidates, 2 are from the south, 2 are from the north. And I will be very honest, some people are still torn along ethno-religious lines. Somebody is saying, it is our tribe, it is our turn. Another is saying, it must be this religion, it must be that religion. They're talking of the same religion, the vice president and president belongs to the same religion. So we are still torn along that line. In 1993 that we're talking about here, the reason why the Democracy Day was moved to 12th of June was because of what happened in 93. That is the freest and fairest elections we've ever had in this country. And if you look at it, it was a Muslim ticket.
Yes.
MK Abiola was a Muslim. Kingibe was a Muslim. And it was, people did not vote with sentiments. The other party, the NRC, they had a Christian candidate there, but they didn't vote according to ethno-religious, they didn't vote across the ethno-religious lines. But you see, the current era we are at now, that will play a major role, because we cannot take it away that there is a division in our religious and ethnic lines. So having the same religion on a particular platform, it would cause a problem to certain people, to a lot of people. That is why most of the times they try to balance it up. Even states that have a higher population of the other religion and a number of the other religions, they try to balance it up, especially in the northern states. A Christian and a Muslim, or a Muslim and a Christian, try to balance it up for the sake of peace and equity. Yeah. So it's not as if it's going to affect the governance, but because of the fact that you need to carry everyone along, every ethnic group and every religion, you need to carry them along in governance. Okay. So it has a very huge role to play.
Yeah. Okay. This is moving away slightly away from the democratic talk. What do you think about the massive, you mentioned it, massive canvassing for obtaining the PVCs, especially among the young persons? It has never been like this before.
It has never
We're
been
having, even celebrities organizing free shows, and then the pass is get your PVC and all of that. What do you think about it?
I think it's something to applaud, because Nigerians are beginning to wake up. Just last year, we had the NSAS movement, and I think that was the beginning of the eye openings of Nigerians as a whole. Everybody is tired, and this is Nigeria is the only country we can call our own. If we can't stand to protect it, then who will protect it for us? You can't sleep with your two eyes closed because of what might befall you. You can't even travel without committing your life to God, because you don't know what is going to happen. Either you're going to be kidnapped, or the hazards of the road. So everybody is beginning to realize that if we do not participate in this process, we're going to have problems. So even the INEC has had to increase the CVR. The initial deadline was May 30th. It was moved to June 30th. I think now it's been moved to August 30th to give room for people to participate. Let me take you back a bit. As at 2019 elections, we had about 84 million registered voters, and 72 million had collected their PVCs. But the turnout for voting was just about 28.6 million, which means about 44 million Nigerians with their PVCs did not vote. And I think so far, the INEC is targeting to have 20 million new registered voters, which will take our registration to about 100 million. And out of the 44 million who did not vote the last time, I think a large number of them want to vote now. They want to participate because they have seen the dangers of them not participating. And we are going to have a larger turnout this time around. If we had 28.6 million the last time, I am predicting that we could have up to over 40 million Nigerians come out to vote. And if we hit the 100 million total number of registered voters, I think we'll be talking about at least 40% voter turnout, which will be very, very good. So it's good that everyone makes a campaign for people to participate in the process, because who you vote, who you believe in, will determine what will be the outcome tomorrow.
Okay. Unfortunately, we're out of time on the show, but thank you so much for coming and sharing your thoughts with me this morning. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure.
And thank you for staying with me on the conversation this morning. Don't forget you can join the conversation across our social media platforms. It's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The channel to subscribe to on YouTube is TOS TV Network as well. And of course, stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. Thank you again. My name is Adesu Osi, and join me again tomorrow. Happy holidays to all of you that are home and not working today. Thank you and see you tomorrow.